Welcome to the Her Majesty's March tutorial for the devoted bralette. We'll start by cutting out your fabric. Once you have your fabric cut out, we will trace the pattern notches to form the darts onto your fabric. Pin your notches together and either sew them with a zigzag stitch and trim the excess, or use a serger. Next, we'll do our picot elastic. We want to start with the picot elastic on the right side of the fabric with the loops facing downwards. This way, when we flip the picot elastic back to the wrong side of the fabric, the loops will be facing upwards. We're going to cut the elastic so that it spans the length of each side of the V, plus about 1/4 inch extra. I'll show you on the white fabric just so you can see a bit better. It's important to have the little extra 1/4 inch flap because we won't be sewing this down and we'll need it when we flip the elastic over. We'll do both sides this way, pin them down and bring them over to the sewing machine for a zigzag stitch. Being careful not to sew down the extra 1/4 inch flap. When I get close to the edge, I'll use my hand crank to make sure that the 1/4 inch flap does not get sewn. Here's what it should look like at this point. We have our 2 pieces of picot elastic sewn down with a nice wide zigzag stitch and the little flaps still up. We're going to flip the picot elastic over to the wrong side of the fabric. So now our loops are facing up, and we'll cross one flap over the other to make a V shape. Here it is again on the white. After we flip our picot elastic over, we're going to sew down both sides with a zigzag stitch, and don't forget to use your 1/4 inch flaps to make your V point. You will be sewing them down now in the top stitch. Cut off any excess fabric you might have. Our picot elastic is all done, and now we're ready to move on to the folded elastic. If you've never used fold over elastic, it might be helpful to sew with the elastic flat the back side first, and then flip it over and sew down the top. The trade-off is you'll have 2 rows of stitching in the back, but you'll only have 1 in the front and no one will be the wiser. Cut your elastic so that it spans the length of your fabric plus an extra 4 inches on top. You'll be using these to make the diamond cutouts. You're welcome to make them shorter or longer, whatever your personal preference is. After we have everything pinned together, we'll take it to the machine to use a wide zigzag stitch to sew down our elastic. Now that our bra cups are done, we'll move on to the neckband. I'm using 11 inches of bra strap satin elastic to create my neckband. You're welcome to use more or less, depending on your comfort. I'll be covering several ways to attach the neckband to the bra cups. The first way is to use a straight stitch. We'll stack the two pieces of folded elastic and the piece of bra strap elastic right sides together. Sew across and then flip the bra strap elastic up but the folded elastic down and sew across once more to secure the seam allowance. My preferred method is to use a satin stitch. Using a zigzag stitch, set your stitch length to its shortest setting. This will make your zigzag stitch very close together, and I'll leave my width at the same setting. Now we'll stack all three pieces of elastic right sides up and sew straight across. Now your satin stitch looks like this. Trim away any excess elastic from the seam allowance. Another option to attach your neckband is to add O-rings. You'll start by attaching the O-rings to the bra cup pulled over elastic and secure with either a satin or a straight stitch directly across. You could stop here and choose to attach your neckband the same way on both sides, or you can add a slider to make it adjustable. To do this, slide one end of your neckband through the slider. That same end will then go through one of the O-rings on your bra cups and then back through the bottom of the slider. You'll then sew this piece of elastic to itself, and one side is completed. For the remaining side, simply loop it through the other O-ring and stitch across with either a straight stitch or a satin stitch. And we have a completed adjustable neckband. Now all that's left is the waistband. If you'll be using a back closure or no closure at all, measure out your waistband to your underbust measurement minus 15% and mark the center. Place the bra cups right sides together with the elastic and pin. You'll be sewing this with either a zigzag or you can use your serger. If using a serger, be sure to disengage your knife so you don't cut through your elastic. Trim away any excess fabric you might have before you run it through the serger. If you'd like your bralette to be a pullover, you can stop here and sew the ends of the band together with either a straight or a satin stitch. To add a back closure, you'll need one of these bra hook and eye closures. You'll open up the eye part and slide the strap elastic right through and secure with either a straight or preferably a satin stitch. And on the hook side, you'll put one side over the strap and fold the other side over, similar to the way you do fold over elastic, and secure both sides with either a satin or a straight stitch as well. This bralette is now all finished, but there's still a few more variations. If you want to do a front closure, again with your waistband, using your under bust measurement minus 15%, you'll need a hook similar to this one, and we're going to attach the band right sides together just the same way, only now we'll be leaving a little excess so we can fold over to make a loop and to sew down our hook. Once our band is attached, we'll take our hook with the hook facing downwards, loop our little extra piece of elastic through, and sew it down across with either a satin or a straight stitch. And on the opposite side, we'll fold over our little extra bit of elastic and do the same, sew it straight down with either a satin or a straight stitch. This way the hook can fit into the loop and secure your bralette closed. Here it is all finished. Thank you for joining me on the Devoted Bralette tutorial. I'd love to see what you made. Feel free to tag Her Majesty's Marsh on Instagram and TikTok.